Algebra manipulation is just a process that we use to move our equation around so that the subject, what we're trying to find, is by itself. And we can rearrange any equation to have any letter on the left hand side over here, or just by itself, so that we can then input data. One of the things that you need to remember for algebra manipulation is that when we build our equations, we follow the order of BIM-DAS or BID-MAS, whatever order you like. And when we're rearranging equations, we are actually going in reverse. So we actually look to undo any addition and subtraction first, then we look for any multiplication and division, then we look for any indices, and then we deal with any brackets. So keep that in mind, and I'll try and explain that as we solve this first one. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to rearrange this equation to get A as the subject. Okay, so that's a phrase you're going to get to know, and it'll be like this. They'll say make A the subject of this equation. Alright, so I'm going to go through and see what I can get rid of. So I'm going to get rid of any addition or subtraction first. So my A is right here in the middle of this term, so I can't move anything around this term yet. I've got to get rid of the fact that this is adding on u squared. So I'm going to move that. The opposite of adding on u squared would be to take u squared. And remember, whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So I'm going to take u squared. So that leaves me with v squared minus u squared on this side. This now has gone because u squared minus u squared is just 0. And now I have 2ad left on the right hand side. Now remember in algebra that 2a and d is 2 multiplied by a multiplied by d. So I want to undo multiplication. That is in my next stage, and the way I can undo multiplication is to divide. So I'm going to go through and divide this side. Now I can actually divide by two things at once. I don't have to do just one. So I'm going to divide by the 2 and the d, because remember it's the a I want all by itself. And again, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. Divide by the 2d. So these are going to cancel out. 2 divided by 2 is 1. D divided by d is 1. So really what I've got over here is 1 times a times 1. And that's just a. So I've got a all by itself. And it equals v squared minus u squared over 2d. Now some students really don't like seeing equations this way, so they like to rearrange it and put the a on the left hand side, so we can do that. A equals, same thing, v squared minus u squared over 2d. The next step here would be that a question might tell you what v, u and d are, and then you would have to input the numbers. So if we did that, if I said v squared is 10, if I said u squared is, oh, I don't know, 2, and then let's say I said d is 4. Okay, so what we'd get then is, substituting everything in, is we'd have 10 minus 2 all over 2 times 4. And that's going to be 8 divided by 8, which is just 1. So that's the stages of questions that you can get in algebra manipulation. So that question there is very similar to worked example 13 on page 168. And worked example 13 goes through finding a all by itself, and they do it a couple of ways, so you can have a look at that and my video and see if that now makes sense for you. Good luck.